Hello, second graders. Right now, I want us to take a few minutes to think about three different things. We're going to talk about characters, word choice, and repetition. So we know that characters are the people and animals in a story, okay? Word choice just means the words and phrases that an author chooses to use. And repetition is saying or writing something over and over again. So first I want us to talk about characters. And one of the things that we're trying to do when we're getting to be better readers in second grade is really be able to remember what we've read. We call that comprehension. And one way to remember what we've read is to understand the characters in our story a little bit better. So I have, if you were to turn to page 320 in your reading book link, you would see a page that looks like this, Dig Deeper, and it has like this little chart on the bottom where it says characters, event, and words, thoughts, and actions. And we can use graphic organizers like this to help us understand the characters better in a story. So I'm going to kind of fill this out and show you how this might help us. So in the story that we read this week, How Chipmunk Got His Stripes, we know one of the characters in the story is Bear. So I'm going to record Bear in the character column there, okay? We also know one of the events that took place in the story is that Brown Squirrel asks Bear to keep the sun from coming up. And I'm going to put that in the event column. So there we have that in the event column. And then some words, thoughts, and actions about Bear is Bear thinks he can do anything. So I'm going to put that in the words, thoughts, and actions column. So I'm going to kind of fill it in a little bit like that. And I can use a 3-column chart like this to understand Bear better in the story. And Bear is the main character, so that's why we wrote his name down in the first column. And we also know that during the story, Brown Squirrel asks Bear to keep the sun from coming up. And Bear thinks he can do anything, so that's why we put that in the words, thoughts, and actions column. So as I continue reading this story a second time, I can keep adding to the words, thoughts, and actions column, and that will help me understand the character of Bear much better. The next thing I want to talk to you about is word choice. And authors use, the words they use are intentional because they want us to be able to picture in our minds the story that they're telling us. So when you're reading How Chipmunk Got His Stripes today, think of some of the words that you hear the author using and why you think, and you can stop and think about why do you think the author chose to use that instead of a similar word. Last thing I want you to think about today is repetition. Okay, so repetition, authors will sometimes repeat words or phrases, and we call that repetition. So repetition sometimes makes the words we read have a rhythm or a beat. Repetition can also help us understand important parts of the story. So in this story, How Chipmunk Got His Stripes, if you were to turn to page 300, you would see on there that Bear repeats, "Yes, I am." And him repeating, "Yes, I am," helps us understand that Bear brags a lot. If you were to turn to page 304 and look at How Chipmunk Got His Stripes, you would also hear the line repeated that says, "The sun will not come up, humph. The sun is going to rise, oh." Okay, see if you can find another example of repetition in the story How Chipmunk Got His Stripes. Okay, so understanding characters and word choice and repetition just help us really remember what we've read better, and they help us understand the characters in the story as well. Thank you.